Hello people, I'm back with one more video and this session is all about shortcuts, strategies, concept of sentence correction. The question that I have taken is from official guide. The level of question is 700 plus. This question falls in difficult category, hard question. When you are solving sentence correction question, remember the best option should fulfill three parameters. Number one, it should be based on formal writing grammar. Number two, it should be concise. And number three, it should convey message. Conveying message matters a lot. If message gets changed, then it is considered incorrect. What should be approach for any difficult question? There is one strategy is called marker strategy. What is marker strategy? All the concepts that are tested in sentence correction has some markers, and we should recall those markers. On the basis of those markers, we should apply a strategy. For example, if it is singular plural verb, then it will be subject verb agreement. If there is comma or dash, it will be modifier. If there are two types of verbs, it will be tenses. If it has conjunction, it will be parallelism. So these are the markers or types of markers for different concepts. In sentence correction, the concepts that are tested are subject verb agreement, modifier, parallelism, comparison, idioms, pronoun, and tenses. All right. And every concept has its own markers. So we should apply marker strategy. First, read passage and get the intended meaning. So what is passage? The physical structure of the human eye enables it to sense light of wavelengths up to 0.005 millimeters. Infrared radiation, however, is invisible because its wavelength 0.1 millimeters is too long to be registered by the eye. Because of conjunction, it says human eye structure enables to sense light of wavelength up to this millimeter. Infrared radiation is visible because its wavelength is 0.0 millimeters. So this millimeters and this millimeters, and is too long to be registered by eye means I can register it, right? So this is intended meaning. Now, step one, read passage, find the intended meaning. Second is spot markers. So semicolon, that is called X and Y, comma, but because it is conjunction, so transition, subject verb agreement, pronoun, modifier, and then meaning. So we have some markers. All right. To begin with, because we have already spotted marker, then we should begin from the beginning. So structure enables, and then semicolon, radiation is invisible. So X and Y is fine. Enables present tense is invisible present tense. So it's okay. However, it's okay. Now it's wavelength. So what is its wavelength? It is radiation's wavelength, right? Why? Wavelength of up to and wavelength of up to. So wavelength, infrared radiation's wavelength. So wavelength means it's singular, therefore it's also okay. Now 0.1 millimeter, this is what? Wavelength modifier, it's also okay. Is too long to be registered by eye, it's also okay. So option A is fine. So let's consider from the modifier part. 0.1 millimeters. Wavelength should be 0.1 millimeters. Why? Because wavelength up to 0.005 millimeters. So option A is okay. Radiation has 0.1 millimeters. So radiation cannot have wavelength. I mean, it cannot be 0.1 millimeters should not be modifier for radiation. It should be modifier for wavelengths. So option B out. This is fine. Radiation is 0.1 millimeter. Out. Wavelength of 0. millimeter, that is too long. So millimeter is too long, right? Wavelength is too long, that should be the correct one. So because of modifier, we have eliminated 3 options. So this is called marker strategy. Next one, last part, that is called meaning based. So the second, you can eliminate options through the meaning. So wavelength is too long to be registered, right? It requires passive voice. Otherwise, I should become subject and rest should be object and verb and object. Option B says too long to be registered by I, making it invisible. All right. So making it means what? Resting, making invisible. That is incorrect. Look here. For the I to register, no, it should be get registered, right? Now, here it is too long for the I to register. It should not be to register. I to register, no. Through the I, it should get registered. Why? Because wavelength should be get registered by I, thus making it invisible. What is making it invisible? It is called wavelength is too long for the I. So look, meaning base, you can eliminate options. Now, even you are left with only option A. So these are some strategies that you can follow. However, what should be the shortcut for such questions if it is very difficult, you are unable to get the meaning? So shortcut is, first, check general error. It says radiation is invisible because radiation's wavelength is 0.1 millimeters and this wavelength is too long to be registered by the eye. This is meaning. What option B says? However, wavelength is too long to be registered by the eye, making it visible. I making should be comma to modify clause. So I making invisible. I making invisible, no. Light should be invisible, right? Here is invisible because its wavelength 0.1 millimeter is too long for the eye to register. So what is meaning? It's mean wavelength is too long for the eye to register. It's mean registration should be the part of purpose, right? But here it is talking about the possibility, right? And therefore option C out. However, because the wavelength of radiation is 0.1 millimeter, therefore wavelength is too long for the eye to register and thus invisible. What is invisible? Radiation is invisible. So here again the same problem, to register, no, it should be get registered. Thus making is the same one as previous one, and the meaning is infrared radiation has a wavelength of 0.1 millimeter. That is too long, means millimeter is too long. Wavelength should be too long to get registered. Therefore, option E out, A becomes answer. As I said, it is difficult question. Solving this difficult question is also a challenging. Understanding is also challenging. Therefore, you should work on your concept. If you know the concept, what is modifier, what is tenses, what is pronoun, what is meaning, what is idiom, then solving will be easy. Otherwise, through the meaning, you will get confused and possibly it will take long time to solve the question. Fine. We will discuss few more questions in coming videos. So this is all for today. Have a good time. See you soon.